Alright, nothing too fancy here. I'm just gonna describe my build real quick. This is a dual ranged attack totem, tornado shot, dead eye. Tornado shot, skirmish. That's two totems. Boom, boom. Each tornado shot has two secondary projectiles as well as firing an additional arrow. I'm scaling elemental damage. And that's about all there is to it, frankly. The fact that I am double totem allows me to, well, first of all, scale aggressively without having to worry about leech, without having to worry about, well, I use a mana pot, without having to worry about reflect, regeneration, any of that stuff. Just rely on your flasks, and then with your secondary setup you have frenzy, which generates you frenzy charges on hit. Further, you can link that to cast on crit. Where is that? Cast on crit or curse on hit. I prefer cast on crit with a curse, as I am using a lot of critical strike chance. And cast on crit I also link to spark, which in turn can also generate power charges, so both my frenzy and my spark generate power charges for me and hasten my ascension, I guess, to max power charges. Beyond that, we've got the Pantheon system now. I don't know how long. This is probably the only thing that matters, like outright importance. Avoiding projectiles that have chained. Previously, chain monsters that chain additional times. Just by placing monsters, you'd make yourself more vulnerable than you would be otherwise. So, you can just outright avoid them now. That's pretty dang nice. To use a Queen of the Forest with Devotos. This is my movement speed kind of setup. You'll note that I did get extremely lucky this league. I was ready to be done, so I veiled my Queen of the Forest and got +1 to gems. Fantastic. But other than that, it's a pretty inexpensive build to start out with. Just any 6-link will do prior to getting your Queen of the Forest. You can run this on a tabula. If you can make up the resists elsewhere, you might not be able to run as much quantity or damage, for instance. But what you're looking for in jewelry is flat elemental damage, percent weapon elemental damage. Those are your DPS stats. Those are the important DPS stats. Secondary to that, you would want to try to get accuracy. It's not the most important thing. And then obviously this is where you pick up as much life and resist as you can. Belt similarly with damage stats and life, resists, all the goods. Attack speed on your gloves. What else can I talk about? My defensive stats aren't fantastic right now. I would have a hard time currently with my setup running Guardians. You can run Guardians, it's definitely feasible. I am Guardian and Shaper viable. This build is stronger than I've ever had it in previous leagues, and I've been running it since Parandus, and I've been running it for the entire duration of Reach of the Council. Like I said, I've been running it since like Parandus. Or Prophecy, I should say. And yeah, it's never been, this is the strongest iteration I've ever experienced with the build, despite coming out of the poison meta. Without further ado, I'm just going to demonstrate the kind of clear speed. It's, you're really limited by your move speed more than anything. You've got plenty of damage should you go out and get the items you're looking for. Let's see, what kind of, I guess vaults are pretty nice. Let's try to make it look nice though. Let's get some pack size. That was Elemental Reflect. That is the bane of your existence. You can run Elemental Reflect, but it's just miserable. You have to bring a mana pot. In my case, Chemist Hollow Flask. But I'll just re-roll it. I want like 20 plus. There we go. Alright, and this is a Nemesis. I'll just throw a Nemesis on there. I know, loose with my money, right? So, this build is just fantastic for general mapping. It's really good for its being so versatile. You can run most any map mod. I do avoid Elemental Reflect because that is all my damage, and I'd rather not sit there and cast Totem, cast Totem, cast Totem, cast Totem to kill a pack. But no regen is certainly viable. Physical Reflect, not a problem. There are no curses that shut you down, and so you can pretty casually stomp most content. Deadeye, because of the +1 chain. From your tree, you'll be picking up Frenzy charges, you'll be picking up Critical Chance and Multiplier, as well as any kind of elemental penetration that's affordable for you. I do use Random Splinters, which gives me additional projectiles, lowering my totem damage by 30%. But totems firing additional projectiles means each totem fires 2 additional projectiles. You start to see that multiplier starts adding up real quick. And then chaining each projectile is quite nice as well. So you just kind of slaughter large pack sizes. I will say I think I had one of the best Breach builds I could have imagined when they announced Breach. I was like kind of already ready to move on and try another build, and then I realized the awesome power of breaches in general, and decided that I would stick to my guns then, or not my guns, but rather stick to my old habits. And it ended up being great. It'd be nice to be able to demonstrate that. I didn't roll Breach, but suffice it to say, I can handle breaches very, very well. It's Chiola viable as well. You get your burst down real quick if you're running... Oh, I didn't even use my Veil gems. I use Veil Grace and Veil Haste. I'm just gonna ID that. So yeah, pretty casual, easy clear, and fantastic DPS. When I killed Shaper, I was set up with slightly better gear. I had a better amulet, probably better. Yeah, I had what was it? Shoot, what are they called? The boots that have spell block. At Series Step. I had a Series Step with a penetration enchant for elemental penetration. And my DPS on Shaper was something like, I don't know, maybe it was 200,000 or 300,000 DPS. Don't know what else I could talk about. I think I'll just keep it short. Oh, that's some pretty nice stats on that. I'm not in the sell window though. Elemental Intelligence. Is that T1 Elemental? I think it is. Int and Dex, Chaos Res, that's T1 as well. I've got 2 open prefixes. I don't know if that's worth doing anything with. .40 Intelligence is what, like tier 4, tier 3 or 4. These stats, they're okay, they're not good enough to worry about. Sell everything else. Another thing you can do if you're just feeling it, I'll lose some of my blink arrow setup. You can definitely run something like this. but then you might need to balance your resists. In my case, I have a backup amulet that I use if I want to go zoom. And then I can start using my resists are thrown a little out of whack when I'm not set up for it, but in this case I could be using Wise Oak to good effect, so I would switch that out. Keeping the hollowed hybrid flask for no regen maps. But I can run another map real quick. I'll run a dunes. It'll be very fast, clear. I think I will hold on to this amulet for now and just make a demonstration of my move speed. Let's find a larger one. Larger quantity would be nice. Alright, 25, 50, that's okay. I'll run a breach this time, just to make a demonstration. Dread Braid. Come on. Yeah, certainly. Can you go a bit cheaper on the amulet? I probably can. That's probably overpriced. Spell damage life. Has decent resists. Certainly, I'll say like 25. Otherwise, I'm just going to put it back. 25 seems legit. It's pretty significant. Yeah, mate. Perfect. Thank you. Sure. Why can't I invite you? Alright. Surprised, actually, that it's selling at this stage of the league. Alright. So, you see, actually, I want to, shit. Oh, I do have it up, okay. Or my Jade Flask. My move speed gets to be a little ridiculous, which is nice. Summon from a what? Rare mob? What the hell? Alright, so this is a demonstration of clear speed on breaches with a more DPS and move speed oriented setup. Not a lot of drops, unfortunately, but there we go. Start to get some sounds. Get that the wonderful din, like of being at a casino. Was that a my what's it called? My blink arrow leaves a clone of myself, and every once in a while I see my wings and think that I've summoned a breach boss. Kind of irritating. It's one reason not to take wings if you're running a lot of breaches. Can kind of throw you off your game. Worst case scenario, you'll overcommit to one side and lose something on the other. It's not a big deal. So I just deal with it. But my DPS on this map right now, something like 40 some K. I'm surprised it's actually that low. Wonder what's affecting me. Should be higher. What is this lag? Holy moly. But yeah, it's pretty casual. Pretty quick. Great clear. Great burst on giant packs. So start to see how this could be pretty fun. You get the right layouts. I'd say if you are going to run this build, the best maps to run, I mean, it's totally fine, and maybe one of the better builds for mapping on, say, Spider Forest, because you get decent move speed and decent wave clear, so you're not you're not missing out much there. But I would definitely prefer more open map. Say race course is pretty nice because you just jump over the partitions. To clear the map real quick. Yeah, I'm getting some pretty significant lag now. Yeah, race course is nice for shave tier 11. For an alternative, canyon is also quite nice. And then tier 10 is either dunes or mesa, or I guess whatever you want. Primordial pool is fine too. Actually, primordial pool is what I did for the first half of this league, and it worked out pretty great. It's a really nice map for sextants, so it has an edge there over other maps. Oh, I was wondering where the packs were. There you go. Still more than 50 left, huh? I gotta up my clearing game. Whatever, it's good enough. Should draw me down below 50. It's not good enough. I can't do that. Let's see that lag. Oh, baby. Well, I don't know where they're hiding. That's the thing about dunes. You get a lot of underground mobs and it can be pretty irritating. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, my in-game name, this is Softcore Harbinger. I was thinking of the name, and I've got a name essential to that. Harbinger Rat, so shoot me some questions if you have any. I haven't yet played this build with Doomfletch Prism, but I'm sure it would work perfectly fine toward that end as well, and with the bonus of being much safer than a Tornado Shot build without totems, because you're worrying less about reflect. You don't need, like, it's kind of interesting, but then there's nothing good in the way of resists. Physical damage to the claws. Elemental damage resists. It's also not bad. I have an open prefix on it to get some life on there. I bet I could sell that for just like 10C. Life. Getting all these like life rolls and elemental rolls and stuff. Alright. Just because I'm recording already, I'm just gonna see if I can get something nice. Oh, I think I rolled something semi-decent. Oh god, that's such a shame. Although that strength is fucking hot. Mine laying speed, I might annul that. It's pretty good. 15 strength plus 8 is 23. 23 strength and 7% life. It's pretty crazy. If it wasn't mine laying speed, I wonder if you could run a mine SRS build with that, with like the Baron, or I don't know. We'll see. Cast speed, area damage, physical damage. That's not terrible. I don't think I'll make my money back. I think I threw 3 at it, put it up for like 2 chaos. If it sells, great. Alright. This I do want to craft life on. Nice, good roll. Whoops. And then I can probably sell that for, with the nice life roll, I think I could sell it for a little bit more than I was. This is garbage, right? Yeah. Let's chaos spam some more. Huh. Ooh, that's not bad. Dual wielding though, with fire damage. It's not good enough to stop on. Trap damage, damage initiation. Light resists. Strength. Time. Oh, that was a max life. Okay, I'm really I really shouldn't be doing this. My brain is not working fast enough. It's not going to stop me though. Attack speed, accuracy rating, melee. Which time chaos? I don't know, that's maybe okay. Just throwing away chaos at this point though. I don't really care much for the league. Not to say I haven't made some bank. I got some acuities, I got +1 Queen of the Forest, I got a couple other 6-links. I got the Uriel's Fostering 6-linked. Dumped about 15 exalts worth of fusings trying to 6-link this carcass, and then I veiled +1 level of gems after I gave up on a 5-link, which is unfortunate. I have a couple nice helmets, secondary tornado shots, I don't know. A lot of hustling has been done in this league. One thing I would suggest, it's worth a shot. Actually, I wonder how much that is in chaos. For a long time, and this is perfectly viable even now, you throw on all your quantity gear that you can, wear Abysscos, and then run Breach on Castle Ruins maps. You end up seeing at least half, well, at least 1/3, on average, probably half of your chaos investment back. You see it back in chaos, which is nice if you count this as a chaos. So, and that's why I've got all those. And yeah, like I said, I'm very open to questions. If you have any, let me know.